It was a close one. A close one there. Let's see. Stream is up.
All right.
Should be rolling.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the chat. So that should someone give a shit about what we say, they can be like, yo, dog.
I don't want them to do that.
They might say, yo,
You can't
dog.
control
They
them.
might say yo dog.
Can't stop the signal, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll say hello back. But I'm not,
You have to say yo
I'm not
dog.
good. You can't. Just as I can't control them, you cannot control me or what I say.
Well, I'm gonna tell him, yo, dog.
Word.
We're gonna say yo dog.
I will
Yo,
be
dog.
like, yo, dog.
That's okay.
You can be like that.
What's
my
happening,
God.
man?
I will accept that.
Well, hello and welcome to the second half of our E3 coverage for 2015, the Cosplay podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna do the third half tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure that we'll do some sort of recap thing at the next week or something. But right now, my name is Steven, the writer and creator of the Angry Calls webcomic. Joining me is Michael.
That's me.
And
He's
that's-
pointing at me right now.
That was your cue.
Jason
How's it going?
and Calvin.
Hello.
This is our cosplay broadcast because, why the fuck not? Because we won. So, feel
Because
free to
we
chat
won
with us.
something.
We're going to go over some stuff that happened during the Sony press conference, and I'll probably take down this Aiden Pierce stuff in a minute because it's hot as shit. So, okay, so let's start off with a little bit of the Ubisoft stuff. They showed Rainbow
Ubisoft.
Six. They showed
Meh.
Ghost Recon.
Meh.
They showed.
I'm excited about Ghost Recon.
Ghost
Did I
Recon
miss
is
those?
good.
They were on the Sony one.
No,
They had their own
Sony
conference earlier today.
Oh, okay, then I missed
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what else?
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's
Syndicate.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I think there's something else on there.
Probably.
Yes.
Maybe.
There were a few other
They
things.
showed the crew and stuff. Was there anything from Ubisoft
had-
that either grabbed you or upset you? Because I thought the Ghost Recon thing looked really cool. That open world, taking on missions, and there are different ways to do those missions.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I wish I'd seen that.
Yeah, it's like 4-player co-op. Did you play heists or see any heists in GTA 5?
I did not get GTA
Okay.
5.
Well, it sort of looks like it works almost kind of like that, where you have objectives that you do cooperatively, but you choose, I guess, from the get-go if you're going to do... Like, they showed one map, and it was long-range, stealth, or, like, breach,
Yeah, you just
breach
run
and
in,
clear, whatever,
guns
run and
a-blazing.
gun. And there were, like, different settings, and different things behave differently, and they showed you going in and, like, snapping necks and shit, or, sniping out dudes,
Yeah.
synchronized, and or running in and shooting everybody.
I'm
Okay.
super excited because,
There's a couple
that
things-
was a fun game on the PS2, like the Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple things at the beginning of the conference that were like, oh, that's really cool. I'm glad at least stuck around and got take a look at South Park, right?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
South
yeah.
Park with one of the best titles ever. South Park and the Fractured Butthole.
Wow.
The fractured
Fractured
butthole.
Butthole.
Fractured Butthole.
That's
Yeah.
very smart.
It's
It's
South Park for you.
I love it. I'm a big fan. Yeah, that was a good one. Ubisoft was smart.
Interesting developer choice. It's the team that
Also-
did Smurfs 2 and also Rocksmith.
Really?
Those are the people developing the game this time.
Okay.
So it's,
Oh, you looked up the developer?
Yeah, but it's still going to be Matt and Trey
Right.
running the show.
Yeah, and they also said they had the template, so I think they're using the engine from Stick of Truth.
Right.
That's good.
Cool.
But yeah, that was good.
I didn't play the Stick of Truth. I just didn't get
Really?
I didn't get around to it. I heard it was a lot of fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it's good. It's a
I
solid
just didn't,
choice.
didn't have access to the game, and I didn't want to buy it. So
The Division. They showed some more of the Division and people being assholes. I really liked that they had there's Squad A that was made up of 3 people, and they were out getting some loot. They come across some NPCs, some mobs or whatever. Like, okay, we should be able to take these guys just fine. There's 4 of them, but they're kind of low level. We should be okay. And then someone goes, wait, hold on. And there's another player squad that comes up, but this Team B is of 2 people.
okay.
And they're like, what do you want us to do? And like, well, let's see what they do. And so the Team B sort of strolls up and doesn't shoot them. And like, okay, I think we're good. And so all 5 of them take out these NPCs. Then they move back and they're going to their extraction zone to get their loot out, which I guess if you die, you lose whatever you're carrying or something like that, which is great. I am all for consequences of death.
Yeah.
And that tension is really great. So they get back, squads A and B go to the extraction point, and they call for extraction, 60 seconds. And then one of them goes, there are 3 of us and 2 of them. And they went, what do you want to do? And she goes, well, make a decision because we have 60 seconds, less than that. And he goes, I guess let's take their stuff. And then they mowed them down.
That's so rude.
And I was like, oh my God. And then she killed her own teammates at the end of it because one of them was like hurt or something. I don't know. I didn't catch the end of it because I was too busy going, holy shit. Yeah. And I think she ended up with all the loot.
Maybe it's so she could give it back to him later.
Maybe, I don't know. But that was pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Their Ubisoft, Aisha Tyler is great. She's a brilliant presenter.
Yes.
They cursed a lot. Matt and Trey came out at the beginning.
Themselves up there.
Yeah, they're just being themselves.
Mm-hmm. It was cool.
My favorite part was Matt and Trey came out like right from the get-go. And Trey goes, I just want to start by saying these microphones are fucking stupid. And like their little headset things that they were wearing. That cracked me up. But, okay, so moving on now to Sony. Sony starts... You have a timeline,
I did a little
right?
play-by-play of what was going on.
And this here is the Hypeshroom. The Hypeshroom, if you are excited about something, you may light up the Hypeshroom. Or if you think something is unduly hyped, you may either light up the Hypeshroom on your own or delight it as you see fit.
Delight it, okay.
Oh, that thing's about to be strobing today. I can feel it. The first game they announced, they had that trailer before the conference started of Tearaway Unfolded.
Okay, yeah. And I played some Tearaway on the Vita.
Yeah.
It was a little platformer. It was cute. It was kind of fun. But
interesting ways of using the controls every time.
Yeah.
That's a Media Molecule. They've always been good for that.
I don't think it's going to be, super well put out on the PS4. It says PS Vita. On the PS4, though, it's a bigger spectrum. It's going to be, need to use a bigger graphics capability and just better ideas for the game. Now, on a small handheld, I can see that being, okay, I can take this places.
You think
I can
that
do fun
Tearaway
things.
Unfolded didn't look like it was taking advantage of what the PS4
No,
could do?
absolutely not.
I agree. I think it is a solid handheld, but like I was telling you during the feature, it needs to be a downloadable game versus a $60 physical copy. It needs to be a decently priced downloadable only.
That is something that I'll miss. I can appreciate it without playing it.
Yeah.
Be glad that it's there.
Yeah.
Any thing for
I
Tearaway?
didn't really see much of it.
Oh, you came in a little after that.
I guess whatever.
When they put it on sale, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
That's for sure. After that, they had the hype video, and then Last Guardian confirmed for next year.
I second.
Is that for hype?
Yep, that's for hype. Do you want to undo it? Undo hype? You think it's undo?
I guess I won't.
Okay, you think the hype is justified.
I'll actually let it slide.
But you're upset it took so long.
I am upset.
Yeah, the hype is saying, well, finally, they're finally saying we're doing it.
At the end of the video, it said 2016, and I feel like we've gotten a year before, we've gotten that far before as far as when it's going to be.
As the generality of 2016 at some point.
Yeah. I thought it was noticeably better looking. The animations for the Guardian were spot on. It reminded me of things my dog does when he's scared. So really? They're definitely taking an advantage of the PS4.
The graphics looked pretty insane.
The graphics looked
fine. And the physics looked really good too.
The physics looked great. They were scripted physics though.
Yeah.
I didn't notice any Havoc Live physics, but it also obviously we're watching on a Twitch stream on a console.
It didn't look. So the graphic didn't look
crisp, but I'm saying it. Yeah. It didn't. The difference, if that was shown to me on a PS3, I would have bought that too. There's nothing I saw in it that I thought was, as opposed to say Gears of 4.
Gears of 4, yeah.
Gears of 4. When I watched that, and I was like, "Oh, that looks so particles. Next gen." Man. It was. I mentioned this earlier, but what happened was he's just walking. A wind blows through, and a tree bends, and bits of leaf come off, and I was just like, "That's beautiful."
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, Last Guardian 2016. That's a big deal, and also they knew.
Yeah.
When the guy goes up and starts talking, I thought, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but I thought in terms of getting someone we know you guys have been waiting for this forever. What they did with the FF reveal, I think, was kind of deliberate.
Yeah.
And so we'll get to there in a minute, but that was pretty fun. What was next?
The Guerrilla Games, Horizon.
Yeah,
Guerrilla
Horizon.
Games.
I'm
leaving
keeping
it
the
on.
hype on. That's
Yeah.
good. That was a solid.
That was solid. Definitely solid.
I liked what somebody said. It was like, this makes me not miss Tomb Raider, since Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
Well, that's
And-
me because I'm the one with the PS4 instead of an Xbox.
I'm going to point
I've
out
got
though.
the PS4 too, so
Yeah, actually,
Well,
you guys are.
that's why we're here,
PS4,
isn't it?
And
That's-
and Mike actually was
I'm independent
PS4
now.
leaning.
Yeah.
I will be getting a PS4. I happen to have an Xbox One right now, but you said this makes me not miss Tomb Raider. I don't think that Tomb Raider is going to remain an Xbox One exclusive.
I don't either.
I think it will be first on Xbox, and then it will be. on
And
the-
that was the same deal with most of these exclusives.
most of these
They're all
exclusives.
timeline
So
based.
the exclusives that I can think of, at least from this E3, that have practically zero chance of being on the other consoles is
Yeah.
Halo 5 and Uncharted 4.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
have Last Guardian because that's.
Oh, and
done
Last
by
Guardian
Sony.
for sure. Yeah.
Guerrilla Games is almost. They've only made for Sony since they've been around.
I'd be surprised if that got ported to Xbox as well. I'm sure there are a couple that I'm missing from the early
Yeah,
one,
we'll
but
get
those
into
are like
more
the
of those
big
later.
ones. But
so
so
I'm
yeah.
excited about that. Like post-apocalyptic, but it was still pretty.
post-apocalyptic.
A post.
So the- Yeah, it's after
So-
it's
Yeah.
Tribes
it's
civilization.
like
back up.
re-civilization.
But there's robot dinosaurs from somewhere.
and they're like
who's
harvesting.
making
They're
those?
harvesting the earth, and you
they've
have
got
to like
guns or something.
shoot off what they're harvesting
Yeah.
to survive or something.
Yeah.
And
Robot
so-
dinosaurs
That's one thing is
from somewhere.
that was not explained and probably will be. But does
Yeah.
it have to be?
No. It looked fun. It looked new. It looked
If
new
someone
style,
just said
like,
the world ended, plants took over, and now there are robot dinosaurs, is
That are
that enough
breeding.
for you to enjoy a game?
Yeah.
It depends on the tone of the game.
And the story.
The tone of that game was very serious.
Okay.
Which, Guerrilla Games has pretty much only done Killzone, but they've had some pretty good stories. Like Killzone 2, I thought was a great story.
I liked Killzone 2, yes. And actually I didn't mind Killzone 3. It was fine.
It was fine. It was just short. Like I was waiting for the end of the game, and then the credits start rolling. Like, oh, kind of like a Halo 2. Like,
Halo
hopefully
2,
there's a cool
Sword Metal
waiting for the
Solid
next,
2 to you?
the
Yeah.
final level, the last boss fight.
Yeah.
So yes, that did look good.
This is Steven's favorite, Hitman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that Hitman also, so far as I could tell, not exclusive,
No.
but
it looks super.
It has
good.
an exclusive
It looks
beta.
pretty.
Yeah, it looks really pretty.
Yeah. There was no gameplay shown. It was all pre-rendered, but
Yeah.
uh,
To give you an
Agent
interesting
47.
idea for a story, though, they did give away a lot of stuff in the story, but of some things that could happen for one of their quests. But
Yeah.
it just seemed kind of unique how they were executing it, though, as well.
yep, for sure. That's for true. I am. They also. Actually, well, I was trying to think. Watching the Hitman trailer, was it just sort of actiony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was basically a whole cutscene. But
But
you,
running in the snow a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, he was jogging. You don't have to stay fit. And then some guy was trying to find his toothbrush that he wasn't sure if he packed it.
That's good.
In his
There's
luggage.
a
Usually
couple
Hitman.
models walking on a runway. There was
guy that appeared to be an actor getting out of a limo.
there's a guy in a business suit.
And have you guys played the Hitman games?
I played
No.
the second one.
Hitman 2.
Yeah.
I
I have not.
played the most recent two. I think.
Absolution,
Absolution.
and
Bloodlines.
Contracts.
And contract.
And there was Blood Money too, right? Or was that before
Or Blood
that?
Money. I played
No,
that.
Blood
I
Money.
played Blood,
Okay.
Blood
Hitman
Money.
3 was Contracts, yeah. And Blood Money was, yeah.
That's what I did.
Like I said, I'm a fan of the murder puzzle genre,
Mhm.
figuring out how to kill people and going back and doing it different ways.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I mean, that's cool.
I'm
You
down.
can't go wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to de-hype, not for that, but as a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
As a
Okay.
reset.
I'm not super
Reset.
hyped about Hitman. I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm not hyped, but I didn't want to de-hype your hype.
But you,
because
did you feel
it
like
seemed
they
appropriate.
inappropriately hyped
No,
it?
I seemed like it was fine.
Okay.
They just jumped right into the
Well,
trailer.
like we were saying with Halo 5 earlier, except that I did like what they showed of it.
Mhm.
There are certain games that have been around long enough that all you gotta do is say we're making another.
Especially that they're that big. All you have to do is to say they're making a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hitman-
kind of talked about
yeah.
that, like with Assassin's Creed. It's like
Yeah.
I don't need one every year.
Oh, and
well,
we've got a whole
yeah,
other
I don't need
problem
2 or
with the
3
yearly
every year.
schedule. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
That's where Last Guardian's gonna take forever to come out, but I'd rather have that one solid game every few years.
Mhm.
And then all these different franchises can stagger.
But
Like now it's
but you don't want
Uncharted
to get
story.
jerked around.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
and that was the
So-
thing is you
yes.
felt jerked around.
They jerked
Well,
us around.
And when they're taking that long anyway, it's costing them money also.
Yeah.
So So I'd like to think they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hitman.
Anything on Hitman?
No, I haven't played them, so I can't give
It's
a
not-
concrete, like, I'm not super hyped for it. I'm not like, it's going to be bad.
You guys
but,
have Steam?
I do.
You game on Steam?
Yeah, I
On
do.
Steam?
Yeah.
Hitman Absolution is probably something like $6
Okay.
at this
Really?
point, and I would suggest you
And it's Steam
if
sale.
if it comes up on the summer sale, I suggest you get it. It's more actiony than the other Hitman. So the early Hitmans were like, you have a map and you could fuck something up and have to restart.
Yeah.
This game is more like you can play it like a stealth kind of Splinter Cell if you want, or you can do that pre-planning, getting traps and shit.
Oh, okay.
Or if you want to
Or you
go
could
and
just
blast
go
their
and-
brains out.
I did that in the other games too, but
I guess you could do that in the other games. Just go in and start blasting folk.
Yeah. So up next is Street Fighter V. I'm gonna leave this the way he's sitting.
yeah.
Does not look any different than 4.
I didn't feel like there was any undue hype for it, but I don't give a shit.
No.
I don't care either.
And
It's
We're in
Street Fighter.
agreement.
yeah, I mean it's a fighting game, but like I said, it looks exactly like Street Fighter.
If they'd done like a new Soul Calibur with a different twist, I
The last fighting game that I bought was Dead or Alive 3 on the Xbox
Xbox.
360.
Oh wow.
No. Dead or Alive 4. I think
4.
that's what it is. Is that the one that had the Spartans in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got that, and I liked it because the game was a thinky game. There were combos, kind of, but it was paper, rock, scissors. It was, do you strike, grab, or counter? And if someone is trying to strike, you counter.
Yeah.
And if someone's countering, you can grab them. And if someone is trying to grab you, you strike them.
Right.
And so there is a thought game of who's doing what in the cycle.
Yeah,
and I
Street
really
Fighter,
enjoyed
it's all about memorizing combos. you
Yep.
know?
No,
And-
I did get Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I did buy
Yes,
that game.
that was really fun.
That game's fun though because it's sort of like Smash Brothers. Like, look at all these fucking
Yeah.
characters. I'm gonna be Dante and win every time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Virgil and
I'll
Win
play
every
Samus.
time.
I'd
I'd be
just always play
Wolverine and
Samus
Omega
forever.
Red.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
All right, this was moderately hype, maybe for Mike. No Man's Sky. Maybe not.
I'll put it
that's
up
as excited
a little
as
bit.
you've been.
I'll put it up a little bit because they showed us, some of the gameplay that was good, but I guess they didn't really show us anything that we didn't already sort of couldn't already sort
Yeah.
of gotten from the information they've already.
You
put
got
out.
no new information.
I'm in agreement with Mike on this because
in agreement.
agreement.
I don't think agreeance is
it's
the
agreement.
We have agreements.
We have agreements.
We
We have agreement.
I'm gonna file agreements.
Okay.
Okay. Taking
So-
off my mask.
Okay, it's not.
Because there's not much that we found out that's too new, as Mike is saying. But I mean, I wish they were like, okay, you jump on a new planet, and then you're like, we have something to do here. Like we have to a specific quest or a specific thing that'll help you along in the game.
I'm gonna
Now-
destroy planets. I am still excited for it though.
Okay.
One thing I really liked about it is a dude said, "Hey, this is really happening. You guys are gonna be able to go to this planet. By
Yeah.
the way, I'm setting up a beacon here so y'all can see what that
By
does."
the way, no, I said it so that no matter where I went to, because he
Yeah.
chose a random place to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said I did set it up for there to be beacons no matter where I went, so I could show that to you guys. And I appreciated him saying that because a lot of people will script stuff and not let me know,
Yeah.
and then pretend they're not like, "Whoa, did you see that?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen every time. If I play this game 20 times, it's gonna happen right there.
But for you,
For
is
me?
of all E3 today, is No Man's Sky the thing that you are most excited for
I suppose it is.
of every game?
Yes.
And
Man.
Wow.
would it be
not
fair
me.
to say that
Not me.
underneath that is Dark Souls 3? Do you feel like, and I asked
suppose
you this
it would
earlier,
be.
but I'll ask you again. Was that enough? Did you see enough? Is that all you need for Dark Souls 3?
like I said, like I mentioned before, I would like to see more about what the combat is going to be like.
Okay.
To
That's right.
I would like it, and I will at some point get it and play it, regardless of what the combat is going to be like, because it's going to be good. That's just the reputation that they have, From Software has. But I'd like to sort of just know for the sake of knowing beforehand.
Yep, that makes sense.
Cool.
So No Man's Sky, that's your...
Yeah, because you just get to explore, man, in space.
And coming at least first to PS4, maybe completely to... I mean, they haven't said really one way or the other.
It said it making its console debut on the PS4.
Yeah.
Which tells me it'll eventually come to Xbox.
Well, it's coming on PC.
Yeah.
And its console debut will be on PS4, but they also use the phrase first on PS4.
Yeah.
So
And they use the
I
word
don't know how to-
debut, meaning it'll eventually be released elsewhere.
I guess first on PS4 means it's coming to PS4 before anything else.
Yeah.
And console debut means it'll come out on PC
When-
and PS4 first,
When they
then-
wanted
and
to.
then
Yeah.
maybe other stuff.
Which I really hate that system. I guess the whole point is to sell certain systems sooner than others.
Yeah.
But I mean, it should be just based on the games you want to play, the exclusives,
Yeah.
for the full-on exclusives.
But yeah,
Yeah, fine.
if when I go to get a PS4, if they haven't said that No Man's Sky, like No Man's Sky is not going to depend on, not going to sell me the system or not.
Yeah.
But which system I play it on, if it's going to be a while, I'll just get it on PS4.
Yeah. All right. So
Turn that off
We
for.
can reset the
purposes.
Hypeshroom.
Okay, so next up was Dreams by Media Molecule. Dreams. Which
Yes.
I love the idea behind that. It's not really a game. Well, you can build games in it like you could with Little Big Planet. But I love the idea of being able to make short films.
Was it that you could build games, or was
It
it
didn't
that
really
you
say
could
you
make,
could make-
scenes?
They said
like
they
scenes.
referenced building games
Okay.
within
They
it,
referenced it,
but
but
they
I
only
feel-
showed cutscenes.
They only showed cutscenes. But these are dreams that people already made. Like these are the actions that
But
people have
they
done.
were pretty different though.
They were different and cool and.
Because I could see you guys doing like a short Angry Cuddle cartoon,
Yeah.
Like Joseph could build the bear, and
Yeah, they said you could
Well, there's
compose
everything
music
else.
and stuff with it too. I wonder if you could do voice acting.
I would bet you
That would
could
be cool.
because I mean the controllers have mics in them, don't
Yeah.
they?
Do
no,
the
you have a
controllers have
headset.
it?
You
But
have a
they're
headset.
headsets.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's headsets. So I mean, I'm excited about it because coming from that place of creativity, I think it's really neat.
I'm excited to watch what people will do with it. This is not a game I would purchase.
Yeah, well, that's why I said during it. Even I was like, I could sit here and spend a couple hours
Yeah.
just watching the top-rated videos or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably YouTube the shit out of that game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, it's a cool game. I'll probably YouTube it a lot.
So moving on, it was Firewatch. They didn't really tell us much about it.
That looks
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
I'll give it
Oh,
a little.
that was a little.
I'll give it a
I'll
little
give
love.
a little,
You got-
little scratch
A
there.
little love because
Okay.
you don't really know what's going on with that, and you're like, I'm a park ranger.
It
I'm
just
doing
seemed
stuff.
Like
and
a
then all of a sudden-
normal dude doing normal park ranger stuff.
And then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Why
And
is
then
all
there's
my
a
shit
mystery.
done? And you're
Yeah.
like, you get to
Like-
figure it out. And
It looks like
I
the
don't know if it's
narrative's
gonna be
only
like-
driven between the lady and the guy.
And
Exactly.
it also looked like that there wasn't. It wasn't like guns and shooting and blam blam blam.
That
it
we
was
know
like
of, though.
a lot of traveling and surviving. Not a survival game necessarily, although it might be, but that the focus was on that learning about the area and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got
And
to
avoiding
figure out
bears.
what's going on first. You're like, I'm going to help all these people, and you're helping people, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? Why is this happening? And they're like, there's no.
Yeah, it kind of leaves you on a.
It's like a
cliffhanger.
mystery. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on, I'll turn it off for now. Not
Okay,
dehydrated.
yeah.
Okay, up next was
No
the
one-
Destiny DLC, The Taken King. Which that's you guys'
We-
game.
we-
I think
we can-
he's
Okay,
the only
here-
one.
here's-
that-
here's something.
Anyone-
we all just
Let's
call
move
it.
on.
Played Destiny.
I played through it. Yeah.
Played a lot of
a
Destiny.
lot of Destiny.
I think I got to like level 10.
Dabbled
12.
in Destiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike is upset at Bungie. Mike is mad at them.
I'm mad
Mike
at
is
them for
actively
doing what
mad
they
at them.
did.
I could see that.
I recognize the problems with the game.
I guess I'm more mad that they are making you pay to fix their mistakes. If you
Yep.
want if you
Agreed.
want the mistakes they made in that
They
game,
gave us a game that was
okay,
not
it's not
complete.
it's not a mistake. It's just a game that didn't deliver what they said it would, and in order for it to deliver what they said it would,
Yeah.
then you need to pay them more money.
Yeah,
get more
I don't.
story.
I don't see it that way. I see it as a game that wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because they
And-
told you from
The complaints that they heard, they took them into consideration for the DLC. Not that now we're going to charge you to make it what you wanted it to be. It was that in the stuff we're making, we heard what it was that you missed from it.
Yeah. I was expecting, when the game came out, obviously there's a lot of Borderlands tie-ins with how the game works, but I was expecting a stronger story.
Right.
Yeah, that was essentially the thing.
Yeah.
And we could spend an entire podcast talking about the Destiny problem.
yeah, and everything was a little vague.
Here's
you know,
the bottom
it was
line.
named or
I love that game.
described.
I had a shitload of fun with it, and I spent hundreds of hours in it.
I had a lot of fun, spent a lot of hours. I beat a lot of bosses several times, and I died to a lot of bosses several times. But in the long run, the game was a giant loop. And that's why I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
it was a loop.
It was a loop. Everything when you were farming materials before, they were like, hey, you can buy them now. I'm like, fuck you, Bungie.
That happens in MMOs a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
That doesn't bother me that
know,
much.
Every time something good like you finally got on top of something, you're like, nope, we're going to short route it for the other people. I'm like, I just spent hours grinding this out.
This was
and
my
now you're
thing.
fucking me.
I didn't. I spent some time in the Crucible. I did have some fun doing PvP stuff, but mostly I played through the missions, and then I leveled myself up. Replaying a lot of those missions. To be fair, to be able to do the raids and stuff.
Right.
And then the raids were very highly communicative and cooperative things that you
And
had
that's
to
what I
do,
liked.
and orchestrated things, and had their own little short sort of story kind of things with them. And those were a lot of fun. But there's 2 of them. Yeah. Vault of Glass and Crota's End?
Yep.
Okay. No, there's one in the game, another in the first DLC. Is that right?
That was Crota's
Yeah,
End.
that's right.
Yeah.
Crota's End first DLC, and then I don't know.
House of Wolves did not add a 3rd raid, but House of Wolves has a story to it and I haven't gotten there yet. Apparently, it's very good. Here's my problem: if you advertise something as a season pass, I really think
That's
that
part of
should
the season.
include everything you make. Now,
What are
if
you
they
getting
called
with the
it,
season pass right now?
It was those 2 expansions. The first one in House
But
of
not
Wolves. I
the
can't
wolf
remember the
one.
first one.
Vault of Glass.
I guess that was the end.
Crota's End. It was Crota's End.
They called it the 2014 season.
I guess that was the
it's
end
called
of
Crota's
season
End?
1.
Okay, it was Crota's End and House of Wolves. And now I guess they're doing season 2 of Destiny, but not a Destiny 2.
Right.
I get that. Here's the thing. If they announced, this is a weird line for me. They announced the Taken King, and I was like, okay, another expansion, and it's not included in the season pass. That's kind of a bummer. And if they had said that it was, $9.99 or less, I'd have been like, okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. I'll probably, if I'm still having fun playing it, if Sam's still down, because I have a lot of fun playing with Sam, we shoot a lot of shit.
Right.
And it's very pretty.
It's pretty.
It's
I'll give it
gorgeous,
that.
yeah.
It was fun. I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I got fed up.
There were problems.
I got fed up with the loop.
But
I agree with that. I hit the loop at a point.
the price, and the price is $40 for the Taken King. It's
Just-
$39.
are you kidding me?
For one DLC.
But this is the thing, though.
$40.
If they had announced it at $14, $19, $24, or $29.99, I would have been like, that's a shitload of money and I'm not going to bother. But because it's $40,
It's like, this must be good.
it must be good, is that reaction I have.
No,
Yeah.
It
don't
must
do that.
be
They did it with Destiny the
meaty and
game.
beefy.
Yeah.
And it subverted my expectations and
Oh,
had
okay.
problems,
I
but
can see
I
that.
got my
I
money's
want
worth
to
of
know
the
Destiny.
trailer
how
was
many
cool.
hours, before I even purchase, I want to know how many hours of storyline gameplay there are, and then how long the raid is. Did you tell me storyline gameplay is like 2 hours for $40?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
This is
Bungie.
one of those things where I
Like
am
8 to 10
I
might
am
be worth
going
it.
to
8
need
to
some
10?
numbers.
All right, yeah.
I'm going to need some numbers.
All right, 8 to 10, and then the raid. The
If-
raid, of course, is going to take.
The raid will
days.
take some time. But if you add a raid and you give me, you said 10, I want 6.
6 to 10.
Because, like, a Halo story, going just through the story, is probably 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Halo 2, maybe less than that. Speedrunners are in less than 3 hours, but,
Yeah.
whatever. So it sort of went around that circle price-wise, where I was like, okay, this must be an actual beefy, worth-it thing. But
Maybe
I need some numbers, though.
this game, maybe it's technically a sequel, but still within that same universe. Like Final Fantasy, the online one did a bunch
Yeah.
of that.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I could not, if someone wasn't already playing Destiny, and they said, should I get it? I in good conscience cannot tell you to purchase this game.
Yeah.
If they gave it away as a free download, and then offered the expansions, for money, then it's free. Join in on our rolling around in the loot cave or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, so Destiny expansion.
We're not excited.
I'm not excited, but I will keep my eye on it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Next up was the first Assassin's Creed game I've been excited about since the first one.
Syndicate.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a little hype on that one because, yeah, it's being set in London, it just looked a lot cooler than past games. The action sequences of being able to jump onto the stagecoaches, basically.
Yeah.
Looked really cool.
I kind of think they're hyping it up too much.
You can dehype it. This is going to be the first dehype of the night.
No?
I think that's undue.
They were
I think
trying
they're
to-
putting
I
too much.
I don't know.
They're trying to
Well,
fix the mistakes of the
fix
past.
the mistakes of the past, and they were trying to
I'm fine.
show that a lot. That
Yeah.
they were fixing the mistakes of the past.
And I'm fine that they do that. If you listened to us, you can show that you're listening to us. That's fine. Yes, they should have done some of this stuff before, but my problem is that I just can't get excited for a yearly release anymore.
That's exactly the point I was going to bring up. I'm like, you know what? This is a game that you see, and it has a great name branding to it. Assassin's Creed, you know what it's going to be about. You know the concept. You know the idea. What they're doing right now is they're just pulling different points and eras out, and they're like, you want to know what? What's a cool era? Let's make a game about this era and something like unique about it. What they're not
Like
changing
ninjas?
about the game is they're like ninjas. They're not changing too much dynamic style from it. They're like, oh, it's the same thing, just, with a sword this time. Or
Yeah, well, I mean, they did Assassin's Creed, and then they used the Assassin's Creed 2 engine 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And then they've finally made a new one, I think, with Unity. And so I'm guessing Syndicate's running off that same one. And to be fair, yes, there were a lot of glitches in it, but it was pretty. Like, it looks next gen.
Yeah, and they were rushing it out because they had to get it out that year.
And they bungled
Yeah.
Unity. But also, if Syndicate comes out with no glitches, that's not something to be happy about. That should be the bare goddamn minimum of fucking video games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay?
Yes.
If you put it out with glitches, then you're an asshole. And if you put it out with no glitches, that's what you just that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, if you put out a great game with a good story and fluid combat and exciting characters and stuff,
Like Hollow Man.
no.
See, that's why I'm excited about it. Like, I quit halfway through the second game because this is boring. Like, it was the story was not
or
fun.
through Brotherhood?
2.
Okay.
It was not fun. It got boring.
Yeah.
I got caught up on building that little fort or whatever, and then I just quit playing. Didn't play 3. Didn't play 4, and now I'm excited about
Being a
this.
pirate was fun.
Being a
Yeah,
pirate was
you know.
fun. It just wasn't assassin-y.
But
I'm
now-
just gonna
now-
wait for that to
Yeah.
drop.
But
in
now they
price.
have Assassin's Creed games where you're not a pirate anymore.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Oh.
They did make another pirate game though,
Yeah.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, and it was when Unity came out. Rogue came out for last gen because Unity was current gen only. So they put out another pirate
So they
game.
That's
put
just
two games
ridiculous.
out in 1 year. Yeah.
They did actually two.
That's
in that
entirely
year,
too many games.
Yeah. I can't get excited over yearly release. Also, the other thing is, with a yearly release game, you can count on it being very cheap, very fast.
Yeah.
'Cause your
Assassin's
runs
Creed
it's
4 is
rushed.
less than $10, and
nice.
Assassin's Creed Unity was $9.99 on GameFly for their summer sale.
Nice.
That came out
So maybe I should
In
pick up
November.
4.
a year November, whatever.
Yeah, it came out in November.
Wow.
Within a year ago.
Maybe I should pick up 4 then. It's at a good value.
Yeah, it should be dirt cheap now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Next up is World of Final Fantasy.
Okay, so this
Now-
was fun.
World of Final
This is
Fantasy.
a beloved franchise and blah blah blah, and everyone starts cheering and getting itchy in their seats.
Yeah.
And then
That's fine.
and gonna bring the Hypeshroom back.
Yeah.
And then they show World of Final Fantasy.
Now I'm just
which
gonna
is-
scratch a little bit because I kind of like cute things. You know?
The gameplay may be phenomenal, and a lot of people dismiss 10-2 because they don't like women.
Yeah.
And it was a really
likes
fun
women?
game.
No, just-
It was the active time battle, job switching on the fly
The
was super
chain
fun.
combat was really good.
Yeah, and that
The
stuff
chain
was all
system.
great.
The chains.
Yeah, I'd like to see that come back in the next game we talk about. Just add it to that game instead.
Okay.
Kind of work.
World of Final Fantasy had a kind of a kiddie sort of approach to it.
I just wish they would have
and
showed us
I don't even
anything
know if it was
about
kiddie.
it.
It's just cute.
Yeah.
Just cute.
They didn't show
may
us
not
what
be.
it did.
They didn't really show us anything other than it's a title.
Like
it could be a mobile game for all the
Is it
fucking
an
know.
MMO?
Yeah.
It looks like a beta game.
Any idea?
You know? Is
But then they dropped one of the worst kept secrets in history.
I can't stop. Can't stop the hype.
Jacking off the hype.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
They are
You broke
remaking
it.
Final Fantasy VII.
Too much hype.
When when the PS3 console was being launched, they showed a tech demo of Final Fantasy VII. Here's the intro to Final Fantasy VII that you remember. Almost exactly the way it was, just with the freshest
The PS3 graphics.
graphics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the camera angles, same, jumping off the train, getting ready to fight, and stuff like that. And people went rabid, and they're like,
I lost my
you're
damn
making-
mind.
I almost
making
killed
this
a man.
shit." And they all said, no,
And they said, no, we're not.
we're not.
We're not
This
doing
is
it.
a tech demo,
You'll never get
And-
this.
which, in parentheses, a cruel joke on every person that ever gave us money.
Yes.
Yes.
And then it was a little bit before that Advent Children came out, right?
Yes.
Advent Children
The
came out
movie.
before that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
think
when they
that's
announced
right.
that, everybody thought, like, oh, they're making a Final
Clearly,
Fantasy.
they must be doing
Yeah,
Final
They're
Fantasy
doing
No.
something with 7. Yeah.
12 had finished, and they were in the process of making 13.
Mhm.
So, here we go. 7. They're remaking 7. And they made
It's
it clear
official.
to say they used the word remake in the trailer,
Yes.
which is unusual. And the reason that they did that, I think, was necessary because there have been Final Fantasy VII side stories. There have been,
Yeah. That's still their
spin-offs.
cash cow. They keep making
And-
new games that nobody's buying, but then anything they make 7 related gets
People
picked
buy
up.
it.
It's one of the
Yeah.
all-time best
Like Crisis
games
Core
ever.
was the best game on the PS.
I really liked Crisis
Oh,
Core.
second best, Peace Walker.
Peace Walker was
Yeah.
good too. But yeah, the Crisis Core was excellent. So, okay, now they're remaking it.
Ugh.
How much of it has to remain the same?
Now I've been thinking about this a lot.
Okay?
A lot of people think if the graphics are going to be looking super nice the way they are, they got to take out the funny stuff like Cloud getting into the hot tub with a bunch of dudes,
No.
Barrett and Red 13 dressing up as a sailor.
No. Cloud
No.
dressing up in a dress.
Yeah, I want to see all that.
There's a certain
stuff.
amount of
That can all stay
lightheartedness
in.
that really does need to.
I want to see all of that.
I wanted
Okay.
all the. I wanted I want all of it and then some.
Does the combat have to stay the same?
No, I would be okay with it staying the same.
What if they
Like the ma-
what if
the
they had a
materia-
15 or a Final Fantasy 12 style combat?
No
in
12 style
7?
combat. I'd hate everything.
You would hate everything.
I would hate everything.
If they can find a nice, healthy blend of Kingdom Hearts and 10-2, like
Okay, I can
maybe
deal with
something
a
active.
Kingdom Hearts one would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they
Can't-
keep, but if
'cause I
they
just
keep with
enjoy that
materia,
gameplay.
like if it's a remake, if they do a direct remake and just keep with materia, I'm 100% okay with that. The materia
Hey,
system
Jelly
is great.
Donut, thanks for joining us again. We're right in the middle of talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and
Yes.
we're talking about how much of it needs to remain absolutely the same, graphics being accepted. So Jason saying all the scenes, the little comedic scenes
All the
and
goofy
fun
stuff needs to be in. I
should still
think.
be in there. Would it feel awkward to have that traditional active time battle on a next-gen console
No.
to you?
Not
I
at
don't
all.
think so.
I actually
not with
enjoy it.
not with that game. That game was all about a little bit of grinding. The materia system was made for grinding. I think
Yeah.
I would still enjoy it because it's like the only way you leveled up everything was by grinding.
And they've
So-
kind of stopped making games with that kind of gameplay. They've kind of dialed back on the traditional RPG format on the consoles. You see it a lot in the handhelds now.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that while you're walking around, it stops. It goes to a different battle screen. It your
Random
battle
encounters.
meter fills up, and then bleem, and then now you can do something.
Your limit break.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm fine with
those
it.
kind of things.
I'm in.
You're
Sold.
Super fun.
that
with it.
doesn't seem a dated aspect to a fresh game.
If it's a
I don't-
remake,
I don't think
they
so.
didn't say they're freshening it. Unless they like remake it like completely different. We don't know. But
Sephiroth's
if
a
it-
good guy now. Whatever. You'll buy it.
Now, I want it to look out. I don't want it to be just, you'll usually get that one scene of good guys on the left, bad guys on the right, or
Yeah.
good guys in the back, bad guys in the front.
You
I want to see some camera
it's
angles
more
and some moving
cinematic
around.
than that.
Yeah, make it cinematic, but you can keep the controls the same.
So you're voting for active time.
Yeah.
You're voting for active time.
At the end of the day, I really don't care. 'cause
Michael, RPG battle systems.
So long as it doesn't suck. What was it? What's the one that
We
we
can all
talked
agree
about?
on.
13? Was that bad? Was that,
I didn't
how
get
did
into
they
that.
added
I
time?
get into 12.
13
Okay, I'm
was,
on 12.
combat was the only thing I liked about 13. Actually, I would buy a 13 battle system in
I
the Final
hated
Fantasy
13
VII
combat
remake more
systems
than the
in
12.
two.
Yeah.
Because
I
12
didn't
was
like
like an
12 at all.
MMO where you could see the enemies on the battlefield.
Yeah.
It wasn't separate from anything else, and it was very fluid.
Yeah.
And a lot of people really liked it. I didn't. I did not like 12's
See, third
I don't
one would be
like 12.
okay, but can you get into your spells fast enough? Because
Right.
you get to a point in 7 where you literally have every magic spell in the game. It's like, gotta get to Ultimate 3.
Okay, that's a good point.
Now if they made it kind of like Legend of Dragoon style,
Oh, yes.
like that'd be kind of cool and interesting too. Because Legend of Dragoon, it was like hit, but you had to press the button to match what you're hitting, like square, triangle, circle, like to hit your combo.
What about a Grandia system?
I didn't
See,
play
Grandia basically has the same system, but the
It
players
just
run
does it in a
around.
different way. Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Legend of Legaia for the PS1? That game had a really cool
no.
battle system. When it was your turn, you had to input like a Street Fighter combo.
They should do card battle. It's a card battle.
Prophecy.
Please interrupt this
Best card
intermission.
Okay, so was that actually? I think they did a good job with the trailer, which was like,
Me too.
essentially, we are doing it. This is sort of what this is what you can expect from some graphic.
Here's
nature
Barrett's
of
arm
it.
and Cloud's sword.
Yeah.
That's pretty much,
That's all you need.
Remake.
We need to know what the battle system is. Other than that, you can trust that they'll.
I'm happy with a shitty
nail
battle
it.
system.
I
don't care.
Okay, you're good.
If they can make it a card-based game,
Battle
I'll still
system
play it.
unchanged.
I hate
I will
those.
pay $60 to buy it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've already earned my money.
I'll probably buy 2 copies and just throw one right in the trash.
You owned the most amount of sevens.
I
batch
have
of sevens on PS1.
I
than
have 4 physical copies of 7. I bought it on the PS3. I bought it on the PSP. I
Did you get
transferred
the
it from the
Steam
PSP to the
HD
Vita.
version, the PC one?
I did do that.
You did get.
I have Advent Children on DVD,
Uh-huh.
and I have it on Blu-ray.
Okay, you have the complete
the good
edition?
version.
Yes.
By the way, the
I have
good
the
version
complete
is on
edition.
Blu-ray. Never watch Advent Children. That's not that complete edition.
Yeah.
It is a wholly different and much
It is
better
completely
film.
different.
I have the whole soundtrack, the
Yeah,
official
it is
4-disc
very different.
soundtrack. I'm still listening to shit.
So you
Crisis
like seven, is what you're
Core.
saying.
Dirge of Cerberus.
I didn't hate Dirge of
Me
Cerberus.
neither. It was good. I mean, it was okay.
I didn't hate it. It was fine.
It's interesting that that's how you described
The
that.
mobile game.
I didn't hate it.
The mobile snowboarding
Alright,
game.
let's-
No, I can't.
let's-
I don't have
You
that.
want to
Let's
bring
move on.
that?
Let's
Bring
move
it in
on.
now. Okay.
Alright.
Let's reel this in.
That's enough of that. Okay, yeah, so I'm glad you turned that
Maybe I
off
like
because
it.
then there was a short video from Revolver Games.
Devolver Games.
Or
Devolver?
Devolver Games.
Devolver?
I don't know. But it was 4 games that were all pixely. Maybe they looked cool, I don't know. But they just flashed right
indie
through 'em.
games that they ran through.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Devolver. They did Shadow Warrior, and they're doing Shadow Warrior 2, I believe.
Mhm.
And I watched some Shadow Warrior 2 gameplay earlier today between press conferences. That looked pretty slick. I wish my PC was better than it was.
There you go.
But,
Time to invest.
Yeah, it felt like that was kind of a calm down second for them to announce Shenmue 3.
yeah. Oh, no. And this is the funny part.
Oh, they
is
didn't
I'm a
announce
huge-
Shenmue 3.
Okay, so I'm a huge Shenmue fan, and I thought they were going to announce something about it during the Xbox presentation because the first one was on Dreamcast, the second one was an Xbox exclusive for the original Xbox, and everybody has been, the Shenmue fans have been clamoring for it because they didn't sell for shit, but they did critically pretty well, and then it has a very rabid fan base. So they didn't show it during the Xbox, and so I thought that that Yu Suzuki was fucking with me. And he wasn't. He was waiting for Sony's press conference for some reason. I guess because
They probably brought it to him.
Usually, well, remember when they announced Final Fantasy 13? They announced it at the end of the Xbox 360 conference because that was new to that platform.
Right.
So it'll probably be multi-platform. Even if it's not, seriously, that's a system seller for me. If they're putting Shenmue 3 on PS4, I will fucking buy that shit out of that system. But they didn't announce Shenmue 3. They announced the Kickstarter
for Shenmue 3.
Now I'm glad you brought that up for a moment because since
What time is it right now?
It is.
It is 10:30.
It
What
is
time
10
did the conference end?
The conference ended. The conference started at 8, and it finished about 9:15.
So we're a little over an hour.
A little over an hour.
Okay, well,
Active.
and I want to bring this up because despite what you've been doing, I've been tracking the Kickstarter on my phone.
Okay, good.
Just so you know, now they were asking for $2 million to Kickstarter.
You said
to
were.
Be,
This
to
sounds
be fully funded.
promising.
They're at 994,000 as we speak an
They've
hour.
almost
an
made
hour.
$1 million
Almost
in
$1
an hour.
million in an hour.
Almost
So
halfway funded.
So you're-
Unbelievable. By the time I wake up, it'll be funded.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
your game is coming true.
Okay, it's
so-
got to.
It's
You know what would
got
be
to.
funny?
If
You
it
know
gets
what would be
a dollar
very
short,
short
it runs.
if it is $500 short of its goal.
Oh my
So you have to pay it all.
if seriously, I literally would be like, I'm gonna top.
I'm
that
selling
off.
my car.
I'll top it off. Whatever you gotta do, just bring me that fucking Shenmue 3.
I'll let you know when it hits $1 million.
Yeah, it could happen during this podcast.
It very well could. It's still growing.
It's going to.
So, Shenmue 3. Go support the Kickstarter. It's such a good game. It really is. And I don't know why they didn't go ahead and port
1 and 2.
1 and 2 on.
Maybe that's going to be a Kickstarter reward?
Maybe it's a Kickstarter reward or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But go find a fucking Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Go find a regular Xbox. Actually, Shenmue 2 may be playable on the 360 now that I think about it.
If it's backwards.
If it's backwards compatible. Yeah, maybe.
So after that came the Arkham Knight Scarecrow pack.
Well, no, Scarecrow is like the main villain of Arkham Knight.
Yeah, but it was announced as a playable section.
Oh, you get to be the Scarecrow.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
How
what
did I
it
miss
said.
that?
I don't know.
I
That's what it
watched
said at
that
the very
whole
end. At
thing.
the very end, it said Scarecrow pack.
I thought it was just extra
Yeah.
missions involving Scarecrow.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's Scarecrow missions for
That's
the
kind
PS4.
of cool.
Okay.
You run around, you scare people to death. The Scarecrow.
I'm gonna look up that Scarecrow pack
You
thing.
have hit $1
I hope it
million.
plays. I hope it plays like
Wow.
Burger King,
There we
Sneak
go.
King.
We hit $1
There
million.
goes Steven.
Burger King's the
Hit $1 million.
We hit $1 million?
Actually,
Already.
over.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. That's
Wow.
fantastic. Go
So, yeah.
Shenmue 3.
At this point, I have no hype for the Batman packs. I'm not going to turn it off because I appreciate your hype. I'm not negging your hype.
No.
But it's like there's literally a pack for everybody now.
Yeah.
Like every character
Alright.
has a
Yeah,
pack.
I don't like the way that Arkham's done their
I'm
DLC.
waiting for the Calendar Man pack.
Yeah.
Calendar Man pack.
Oh, best achievement in the world.
Yes.
Hardest fought achievement. in Arkham
Not if
City.
you're a cheater.
That little that trailer did actually get me legitimately excited. Like, okay, I may go pick up this game soon after launch.
Which reminds me, are you almost done with Bloodborne?
I finished it, yeah.
Cool, because I may need to take that PS4 back for Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't realize it
I
was
was
coming out
going to
next
play-
week, and I was like, oh shit.
I was going to play Bloodborne after Mike and get your
You
PS4
better fucking
back.
hurry.
I'll hurry.
Guess you're playing Bloodborne.
I guess
after
I'm
this.
moving that.
The clock is ticking. Up next, they went over several games featuring Project Morpheus.
Right.
Which was an Eve Valkyrie,
Mhm.
like an Eve Online
Yeah.
game. So that's that guy. A game called
from Morpheus.
Yeah.
Project Morpheus, I think it's going to be a super cool concept. I want to see more what they can do with it, but I'm excited about that.
I like every system's doing something like that, and I'm glad. And
Because-
they're all doing it right.
Because it's like the whole VR thing is coming into fruition. They've been developing it for several years with several things. Like Microsoft got its own big thing with VR happening. Like so many cool things and aspects and possibilities you can do in a virtual reality aspect. You're like, this could be fucking awesome. Just
Like-
throw yourself into a world and you're just fucking.
And with that, I don't need a TV.
Yeah. Okay. So 3D games, 3D movies. Fuck you. But like VR,
Yeah.
You're down on that.
that's where we
Okay.
need to be going.
I agree fully. That's what movie theaters need to be having now. Is you walk in and there's no screen. You just sit down and
And things.
I don't
like,
know that I
things
want to
are
slap
floating
someone
around you,
else's
like,
headgear
so you're
on.
they come in. I mean, it's like
I was
bowling
gonna say,
shoes. They come in and spray them and wipe them out.
I was gonna say that'd be a terrible place to murder somebody. Like,
During a horror movie, you just go down the road stabbing people.
that's right.
Why do I feel
This is so realistic.
so real. Oh, that's real blood coming out of me. Oh, that's awesome.
So we're going on a tangent, but they had several
yeah.
games. Valkyrie, I'm just getting the ones I
Yeah,
saw the
throw 'em
names
out.
of. Godling, which looked like you were running around like in a tiny little forest, much like this little mushroom. The Deep,
The
where a
shark.
dude was getting attacked by
Oh,
a shark.
yeah.
That's where I was like,
The
yes.
That's Mike's goddamn nightmare.
Me too.
We're gonna sit him down and force him to play.
It's an underwater. It's like a scuba treasure giddy game, and there's like sharks. I think one player can be the shark and like go around.
yeah,
Yes.
I would totally want to play that game
Now,
against you.
Mike, would you be
Did you
willing?
just realize that they showed some Godzilla in those hype trailers,
Yeah.
but no Godzilla game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the deal with
They're
that?
making a
Kingdom
Godzilla
Hearts
game.
3 as well.
Kingdom Hearts 3. They've already been
Yeah.
announced.
Okay.
There's like, hey, by the way, we got these two.
Okay.
And then just don't worry about them. Okay.
So, Mike, with this Deep thing, would you be interested in us building a small tank like that came up to here, putting that on you, and like we mess around with you in the water while you're.
It releases an actual shark in there with me. No, I don't want that.
I don't want that. I'm gonna tear us off for now.
Okay.
Leveling it back out. PS Music, Spotify, and PS View TV service.
Neat.
Okay,
View services sounds
good
cool.
for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I was telling you during it, I think all TV networks are about to be going that direction where
Hopefully
you
we'll
pay.
get that a la carte
yeah.
thing soon.
Yeah. You
I
pay for what
like
you
A la
want.
carte.
I like we have a
Like
business
ours.
proposition for you, TV people.
I'm gonna go ahead
providers.
and trademark this since we're recording live.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jason and I were
Trademark
having a
on TV.
conversation earlier
Yeah.
after the PlayStation View thing, and we think that you HBO, Showtime, A&E, AMC, all of you, FX. You just put up whatever, you put up your own channel. I want one app.
HBO Go did that.
And I can, but not one app per channel. I don't want an HBO app and a Showtime app. And I want my
I want to hit my
app,
TV button.
And then I want to pay $5, say, per channel I want.
Per month.
Per month. That's fine. I'll pay it every month.
Yeah.
And then I can choose, okay, I'm going to watch HBO and Showtime stuff. I really want Cartoon Network, adult
Spike
Adult Swim.
TV or something. Lifetime.
AMC.
ESPN.
I don't watch ESPN for Monday Night Football.
The O Network, Oprah.
Oprah Network. NFL Network, and there, I'm set. I've got my $30 a month, and
Home and Garden.
History Channel. I need to hear about the aliens, man.
Discovery Channel.
Just,
gotta have that.
TLC.
Yeah.
With
just for the movies, right?
Don't go chasing
14 Kids and Counting.
14 Kids and Counting. And what's the Honey Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo.
I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Which I don't want to be sidetracking, but it's really weird. My mom watches this show about little women in New York. Like, that's a reality show
Just
now.
like they're small.
Like, I walked in one day, she was watching, it was like, I don't know, it's stupid. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go ahead and do this. COD Blops 3.
COD Blops 3.
I'm actually excited about it.
Okay, so it looks like the game does look fun. It's very techy.
I can take it.
Having a Hypeshroom fight right now for the Hypeshroom.
I'm still listening to you, sorry.
But it actually did, and I think that they've taken some cues from other games.
Oh yeah, Titanfall was highly inspired by this game.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a mech to drop, and I was gonna be super excited.
Calvin and I have a long history of fighting over Titanfall. But it did look. It had some wall running stuff that is obviously not that Titanfall created wall running, but that pace, that first person shooter wall running kind of thing that Titanfall kind of took from Mirror's Edge. Now, COD Blops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
I like that mechanic. Okay, I've played Advanced Warfighter, and I'm not huge on that mechanic where you're double jumping and thrusting through the air like pelvically. No, because it threw the whole game off for me. Because now you can't just watch the ground; you have to watch the sky.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty is one of those fast-paced games where you're already dying within 2 or 3 bullets. So I kind of want things in my field of vision that are going to be shooting at me. It made the game too vertical. Like in Titanfall, if someone's shooting from the sky, you have time to look up and shoot back and maybe kill them.
What the heck?
Yeah, Titanfall was made by the original Call of Duty people.
Yeah.
Before they got fucked, and Treyarch and Activision now have Call of Duty, but Infinity Ward, Titan was the people that did Call of Duty. The heart of Call of Duty is in Titanfall.
Yeah, they did the first 2 Advanced or Modern Warfares, which in my opinion were the best 2 Call of Duties.
Yep.
They were great games.
And that's. So now there's some give and take from those rival studios.
They'll make it a great game, unlike the other one.
Shut up, Cal. Okay, so but if you're a Call of Duty fan, you're going to be playing Blops 3.
You'll buy it every year anyways. Doesn't matter.
I'll buy this one. I didn't buy Advanced Warfare.
I didn't either.
You did not buy Advanced Warfare?
I didn't either.
I didn't
Call of
buy
Duty, Kevin Spacey.
I didn't buy Call of Duty.
You didn't get House of Call of Duty?
I will buy it eventually and play the storyline because they do every now and then have enjoyable storylines.
Yeah,
and
they do a pretty good job of with their set pieces and their tension as well.
But even playing the fact that they told me you can do the storyline co-op. I was like, all right, sold. All right, awesome.
Was that missing from the previous games?
Yes.
Yep. All story
versions. All single player.
Huh.
So
okay, cool.
Now I'm like, okay, cool.
And
I can
you can choose your loadout for the missions versus for this mission you get this gun. For this mission you get this.
Okay. You get to preset everything. You get to do what you want and play how you want to play the game, and you can do it with your buddy, which makes it to me that's exciting. I've always wanted to be like, man,
that's a selling point.
Yeah.
So,
which
selling point.
Call of Duty, I've always enjoyed the story mode, but it has been moved from room to room shooting. And there's some cool set pieces and a cool story, but you're basically playing a movie.
Yeah.
And basically, when you get Call of Duty, you're like, I just want to kill people online. Fuck the storyline.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
That's what I did with Black Ops 2. I didn't even play the storyline. I just went to play online.
Yeah. So I always play through a storyline first, but you can go straight through on veteran and almost not die.
Yeah.
They're just super easy.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
My problem with the Call of Duty games is not necessarily the games, apart from the yearly release schedule. It is like was mentioned before, the people who play the games.
Yeah, there's just
that's my problem with that franchise.
The big Call of Duty fans, for some reason,
it is.
leave a bad taste in your mouth after you're done. Kissing them.
The last few games.
There's some great Call of Duty fans, obviously.
Ever since ever since Black Ops 2, I keep getting the games and getting disappointed.
Yep.
So like, that's why I
Black
did
Ops
not
2 was
buy.
great.
Okay.
I didn't buy Ghosts.
Nope.
I didn't buy
Ghosts.
Advanced Warfighter.
Nope.
I probably won't buy Black Ops 3 until the people that I've played 2 with.
No, we're getting
Have died out.
Say that.
We're playing
You guys
it
want to
Okay,
get?
well, in that case, I'm
You
getting
can make
3.
your own.
Okay.
after Call of Duty.
They're getting 3.
All right, moving on.
Let's move on.
They very briefly showed this, and I thought I wrote it down as fast as I could. Until Dawn.
Yeah.
They showed almost nothing. It was a horror game. A girl had a flashlight and a phone.
Oh yeah, they
And,
almost shoved it in as a comma
like-
between sentences.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they showed
I
this 10-second
Seem
thing.
like
and-
anything of that.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Some horror game called Until Dawn.
It looks like
I don't
kind of scary.
See something else about it.
Okay.
I'm all about horror games, so cool. Okay, Star Wars, Disney Infinity. Just kidding. Sorry, that was nice.
They're adding Star Wars to the Marvel and Disney character giant universe because Disney owns everything and they can mix everybody up, and that's cool.
If you have kids, a lot of fun.
I'm not down.
My niece and nephew like it, and that's a game I can play with
And they
them
can get
without
toys with
losing
it.
their mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can.
I don't have any
Was
children.
that your whoop-de-doo?
Yeah, that was one.
Oh,
Moving forward, Battlefront.
Battlefront looks awesome. That looks really good.
It looks polished.
It
'Cause-
looks very shiny.
And I love that DICE is developing
It looked
this.
good.
Dice does Battlefield style
Yes.
game good.
And I love those games.
I'm not sure that was a good,
That was a good
correct
sentence there.
but-
Battlefield does game good.
Yeah.
Game good. They're pretty good at making those games.
Yeah.
Really curious as to how the Imperial forces play, though, because in none of the things that they showed you,
No.
did they have
It's all
the
Rebel?
Imperial? Yeah, it was all
During
Rebels.
the EA conference, they showed it going back and forth.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Oh, we didn't watch EA.
Okay,
I
yeah, it
watched
switched point of views. Like in the middle of it, would just switch over to your playing as
Oh,
the Empire,
okay.
and then switch back. Like it showed the dude controlling the AT-AT,
hmm
and then it switched to the guy flying the A-wing.
Well, what do you know?
Cool.
You
yeah,
just got a little bit more hyped. Can you give it a little love now?
Give it a little rub.
A little rub now.
Polish that
Not
knob.
gonna touch it.
You want
No.
to touch that top of the shroom?
Okay,
No.
Okay, we're gonna do a reset.
reset. Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4. Undue hype, Mike says.
Undue hype.
Fuck you,
Mike.
Mike. This side
Now,
of the
Mike,
table.
now, Mike is you have no problem.
You
have no
remember.
hype. Shroom. You.
I remember.
What's your problem with Uncharted,
Okay.
or with the hype of Uncharted, or any whatever it is?
It's good. I'm not. It's probably a lot of fun to play.
You've never played it. Have you played any of them?
I played some of the first one.
Some of
Yeah,
the
then you can't touch the mushroom.
So you can't touch the
His
mushroom.
opinion's valid. His opinion's totally
My
valid.
opinion is
So,
totally
He's
valid.
experienced the
Do
franchise.
you like bad writing and terrible voice acting and great gameplay and horribly awesome ways to shoot a gun? Because
Oh yeah, and I like everything
That's
I
true.
step foot on crumbling beneath my feet.
that makes it difficult.
It doesn't make it difficult. It doesn't make it
So
exciting.
the goofy thing that Mike is alluding to is that when you're climbing and stuff in the Uncharted series, in 3 specifically, it seemed as if almost everything you touched crumbled after you
Yeah.
got off
Yeah,
of
I
it.
agree.
And that's
When they started,
but is that one aspect the beginning and end of your problem with it?
I don't know.
But it's big enough to cause distaste for the whole thing.
It's my impression. It's just my impression is that people are so blindly loving this series that they will not that they'll love it no matter what it
It's one of
does.
the
you want to hear my impression?
Hey, if it's great, it's
I'm
great.
a guy that's blinded because I'm only wearing one eye patch, and I don't know how great of a game Uncharted
I've
is.
got an eye.
Here's-
I have
I
laser eyes. One eye is as good as two.
one aspect of a game, though continuous it was something that I noticed, and I was like, that's a little silly. But that didn't color the rest of my experience. Uncharted 3, just sort of the story just kind of glazed over me, and it was
That wasn't
fine.
the
best-
story didn't matter.
But 1 and 2s were
And 2,
phenomenal.
that's what I didn't like about
2
it.
ends like excellently,
yes.
I still think 2 is one of the best games on that system.
easily.
I
And
think
Naughty
one-
Dog,
I
you
think
know,
one is still.
Naughty Dog does voice acting correctly because they're acting out the scenes in the same room. Same thing with Last of Us. That
Yeah.
it's that same care
It's-
about the world that they create.
It comes off very
And-
real.
Yeah.
And the writing itself for that game
All the
specifically,
people.
all of them, they're really funny.
Top notch.
Like if you're just not even paying attention and then they're having their little banter and you just laugh out loud. You're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like,
There's probably a reasonable amount of improv in the studio, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not my problem so much with the game, it's so much with the
players again.
blind consumption by the fans.
There's no blind consumption. There's very methodical, chosen consumption.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
buy it.
It's
I'm gonna buy 2 copies and give you one.
Buying a game
So you
that
can
you
throw it away.
love because you've loved the previous ones isn't a blind faith. The difference
Don't you buy all the
comes
Assassin's
is if
Creed?
you
No.
point out something to someone and then they defend it ad nauseum.
Now I
Like,
get Call
no,
of
there's
Duty.
a good reason that those things crumble, Michael. It's because they're old.
What about the planes and
And
stuff that
no-
are like real? That fancy ship that he was on.
They're in a
Yeah,
difficult
falling apart.
situation.
But that you know.
Yeah.
No one's doing that.
here's your
We're
martini.
giving
We-
that
we
to you.
agree on that.
We're giving you that.
Oh,
That
my
was
martini
goofy.
broke.
They did some of that in 2, and you were gritting your teeth climbing shit. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
no,
because
no.
some things did, some things
Yeah.
didn't, and something would happen, and you'd like
Yeah.
flinch
If
and
they,
try to
but
jump
if they
fast.
did it where it was random,
Yeah.
where they have things that can break, but it's random.
Yeah.
So you
That'd
don't
be-
know
yeah,
which one's
that'd
But
be
by
good.
the time you got to the 3rd game, it's just like, oh, just keep climbing, things are gonna
Yeah,
fall.
we'll be fine.
There it goes. It looks like it's gonna fall, but it's not going. to fall.
We're with you.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Now that being said, did that make the 3rd one a bad game? No.
No.
Like I know going into Uncharted 4, I'm at least gonna have my money's worth in the
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Like Naughty Dog has
Yep.
not failed me since they started making Crash
Since they're
Bandicoot.
making games.
Yeah.
They've been fun.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And that's sort of where the PlayStation ended.
Mhm.
Both Microsoft's and Sony's E3s were really good. I think Microsoft's was better than in years past, and I think Sony's was less exciting than in years past. But they were both phenomenal. Like, they both just games focused. Here's what our exclusives are going to be. And we're excited about our own shit. And actually, Ubisoft was a little bit disappointing because they usually, like last year, they just slam banged it out of the park.
But they were unusually
Which one
good last year.
released
Yeah, they
that
were
game
unusual.
that was For Honor? The one where it was the medieval.
That was Ubisoft. Yeah.
that was the one. That was the other one that was really cool.
That got exciting, yeah. And that one, For Honor, is there was Vikings, sort of the traditional Vikings, traditional sort of medieval European knights, and samurai, were like the sort of 3 factions. And it was sort of field combat, and it seemed very precise in terms of your strikes and stuff.
Play. Yeah.
Your counters and your blocks and things like that. And the thing that we're waiting to see is if there is a good solid story mode, single player aspect.
Yeah.
Or if it's just
multiplayer. If
Go
it's just
fight
multiplayer,
your friends.
I may enjoy it and we'll look into it. But if it is a single player campaign with those things in it, I'm gonna.
I'll just have
I'm
to
gonna
buy
go.
a second controller and fight myself.
But anyway, we've chatted on for long enough. This was our cosplay podcast video. If you're listening, thanks for listening. Check out and follow our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/angrycuddles. If you're watching us, follow us. The follow button's down there, and our information is up yonder for our other social media. And visit our webcomic at angrycuddles.com. My name is Steven.
This is Mike.
Jason.
This is Calvin on Corporate Cal.
And CorporateCal on Twitch. Go follow him as well. And this is the Hypeshroom.
Final Fantasy 7.
We will bring the Hypeshroom back next week when we do a full recap of E3 because this
And
is
the
day
Nintendo
0.
stuff.
This is day 0 of 3.
Isn't that nuts?
E3 officially starts tomorrow.
Yep.
And so there's going to be more
My pants might not be on
reveals,
the next 3 days.
announcements.
They're going to talk about, they're going to hopefully iron out some of these
didn't hear anything
exclusivity things
about
that we have
Mirror's Edge.
questions about.
Did EA do
Yes,
Mirror's
EA
Edge?
talked about Mirror's
We
Edge.
didn't hear anything.
I guess I
about
didn't
Kingdom
catch
Hearts
that one.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like an
Very
open
excited.
world game, kind of.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing wrong with the first Mirror's Edge to me. Actually,
Yeah, it was great.
we reviewed it on Techno Syndrome.
We did?
I
I was
remember
about
you had
to
a
bring that
very
up.
specific complaint about that game too, because Calvin was like, "Okay, so I get it, like they're running and stuff, but when you go use an elevator, they sort of like punch the elevator button, and
Yeah.
that's not necessary." And I was like, "But Calvin, the whole game is about momentum. You can pretty much, for the most part, play the whole game without stopping. Like you take off at a sprint and you don't stop." Jump, run, climb, roll, slide. So when
And
you
so-
run to the end of the hallway, if you go, you know,
Well,
You're still
maybe
gonna hit the
maybe
wall on
they
the
did their
inside.
hand.
Like still, like you know what?
Punching that I could see complaint with just like punching it rather than slapping their hand on it.
Yeah.
But
That's such a minute
It
little
was
detail
really
to dial in
minute
on.
yeah.
Didn't make any sense.
But anyway, we will be back next week and do some E3 recap. Also, coming up in the next couple of weeks, the band members of the local band Moonlight Native are going to hopefully join us on the podcast and talk about their Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, boy.
They all grouped together on ESO Online, or ESO. And we're also hoping that streamer Paju will join us in the next couple weeks. And so that's something to look forward to. Again, we're going to be at Dallas Comic-Con in October, and we've already signed off. But, so long.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
We're gonna-